Saban trashes Kiffin, season predictions, and Alabama keeps Courtney Morgan, much more, here on Waaaay Offsides. Happy Thursday night, and welcome to Waaaay Offsides, everyone. Fellas, we are
What's up?
On the cusp of college football, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yes, we are.
We got a game this weekend. We'll be making our first picks of the season tonight.
Yeah,
everybody,
just one. Yeah, just one pick.
That's okay. It's going to be FSU and Georgia Tech in Dublin, Ireland. So be sure to tell us in the chat who it is. But before we get to the good stuff, y'all know the rules as always. You got to do the housekeeping. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're on Twitter, retweet. A warm welcome to all our friends from the new Twitter chat. There's like 100 folks in that chat, and it's hilarious because my phone all day long is popping.
I just looked. It's 198.
That's amazing.
Isn't that the one? Didn't MJ start that one?
He did. MJ did start that.
He did. So, he did.
Good job, MJ. Good job bringing the Bama faithful together. We have a lot to talk about.
Hey, let me show you guys a comment we got.
Yeah, let's see it.
Look at wrong one. Oops. What's up, Dave Spray?
How are you?
Well, look at this, man. That just warms the heart.
Oh,
yes, we trust the process.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah. We're trying. I will say, a lot of you have been with us since we started. We've been blowing up pretty quick, and apparently we pissed YouTube off, and so we're in a little bit of a timeout. So if our viewership's not off the charts tonight, that will be why. Some of you may have gotten notified about your memberships. We're fighting with YouTube to fix it. It's them, not us. A bunch of Nazis. Can't say that.
It's me.
But anyway, let's start, man. There's been a lot. Roll Tide, Tommy. How you doing, man?
I'm the grind.
Happy to have you with us. Let's start. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a new book coming out highlighting just some details about Nick Saban and his time at Alabama. And I know that I'm a big Lane Kiffin fan. I think you guys like Lane Kiffin too. But we all know the rumors and the backstory of Lane Kiffin's time in Tuscaloosa. Everybody knows about him getting left on the tarmac. Everybody knows what happened at Tennessee. But apparently there's a new section of this book that details Nick Saban's thought process about hiring Lane Kiffin and what he told his agent, Jimmy Sexton. And I've got the quote right here. I will say I had to block something out. But Nick Saban said, "That son of a..." I'm going to fire you, Jimmy, for ever talking me into hiring that narcissistic prick. I like to think that Lane Kiffin has matured a little bit. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments.
Well,
Lane Kiffin, do you hate him? What do you think?
I like what he did offensively at Alabama. I'm not a fan of him personally, but that quote from Coach Saban fits well with something I heard about 10 years, whenever it was he was there, that in the middle of practice, Coach Saban got ticked off, and he and Lane were face to face in the middle of the practice field, and everybody's just staring at their shoes while Nick is just chewing Lane's rear. And he said, if you can't keep that thing in your pants, I'll fire your ass right now. He said, "Now, run this the way I told you to run this." And that was long before.
What did he have, an extra playbook in his hand?
Yeah, he did. He had an extra Joey Freshwater playbook.
Was he referencing a certain booster's wife?
He was referencing a bag of D's. What's up, Lane?
What's up, Link? Happy to have you.
So, yeah. So as smart as Lane is on offense, and he created headaches off the field.
Yep.
Probably not as bad as Mike Dubose, but along that line.
Oh wow, that's.
I don't
bad
think he was
enough,
slapping
man.
his. I don't think he was slapping his secretary for missing phone calls.
No.
Slapping something else.
He was down at Galette's.
Serving up the steak.
Just stay out of Galette's.
Looks like we all got new caps on tonight.
I do. I have on the University of Traditions Alabama cap. My lighting is so bad tonight, but
With the cord.
with the cord, you gotta have.
Oh, you look at that. Wow.
That's like a Lee Trevino cloth hat.
Yeah, you should be out there, and he doesn't even wear it where we can see it.
I got the classic
Looks like a
Everyone's
more.
starting to recede, so I'm
You
wearing the
kinda-
cap as long as I can.
You kind of look like Morgan Whalen.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is, but I know who Waylon Jennings is. and Morgan Freeman. Do they have a baby or something?
Hey, you see that one comment down there, Michael? I'm not putting it up. I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, we all heard that rumor. I'm not gonna put it up there, but everybody can read it in the chat. Roll Tide, Michael. How you doing? That's a great name, by the way. Fantastic.
Yes, it is.
Name.
That guy looks a lot better than most Michaels I know.
Yep.
His name. Zach, we're happy to have you back tonight. Zach is our moderator, so if you get out of hand, sometimes on bigger shows, some Ohio State fans show up, and Zach, you know the drill.
Yeah.
Let him goof off for a minute. I'll roast him.
Well, I did invite an LSU fan to watch.
He said it. Oh, I'm okay with that, man. I'm all right with
Yeah.
that. Keep it SEC. So, Bill's already turned his camera off.
Yeah, he's out. He's had too much.
10 minutes in. We're happy to have you. Hey guys, make sure you're if you haven't yet, you're subscribing. I'm just trying to go through these comments. Got a lot of you in here already.
Yeah.
This is nice. It's very nice. We love you. You guys make the show, if you didn't know that. We are going to put the live link in later. So if you've got questions, comments, if you want to yell at us, you'll be able to do that here in a little bit. We'll put that up. So that should be fun. We're going to wait till Jeff gets in here, though, so he can moderate it.
Jeffrey.
He doesn't know it yet. But
Jeffrey.
Some breaking news this week. We've been telling you guys for, Chris, how long? Like months. For months to keep an eye on Mr. Anquan, A.K. Deer.
Yeah, when did we say this was happening?
This was like back in freaking May, man.
Yeah.
Every show we get a bunch of, hey, what's going on with AK Deer? And we kept telling everybody, just be patient. It's coming. Yep. It's gonna happen. Well,
it's
finally,
happen.
We get the verbal commitment from the 6'1", 200-pound running back out of Mississippi. A lot of industries have him as a 4-star. I think he's a 5-star. He's the number 2 running back in the country, behind the guy committed to LSU. Bama gets a big one. Now, here's my only thing about AK Deer. I'm really excited about this get. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's not a position of need. And there are a couple of positions of need that Alabama needs to fill. One of those being some depth at the safety position. And so I'm not saying anything, but I did notice that one recruit who just verbally committed to that school down yonder has been liking a lot of stuff from the University of Alabama in the last week on social media. That could mean nothing. It could mean everything. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the comments. We'll put you up on the screen, the first person who gets it right. But he is a DB. He's a safety. I think he's like the number 4 safety in the country.
Yes.
But I'm excited about AK Deer. Don't get me wrong. He reminds me a lot of Najee Harris, that kind of back. But golly, man, Eric, bingo, Eric. Yes, safety and the defensive tackles. I would love to see it. And yes, that is who I saw, Mr. Anquan Fagans. Now, I will say, I'm going to name drop a little here. I actually know Anquan a little bit. We used to be neighbors when he played at Oxford High School.
Yep.
Not Oxford High School, but when he played at Oxford. He actually played football with my son, played catch in the yard, come over, they play Fortnite and stuff all the time. But I always like talk to Anquan about, not necessarily going somewhere to start, but going somewhere to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Again, there may be nothing to it. He is a great young man, and I wish him nothing but success if he stays at Auburn. But there's a part of me that just wants to see this kid at Bama so bad. I know his older brother committed to Bama and then transferred out. He also had an older brother that had committed to Tennessee, and the night before signing day, they pulled his scholarship. I'm sure you could probably figure out why, but just something to maybe watch, maybe not. I don't know. But I do think there's some flips coming before this is all said and done. We tell you guys all the time, National Signing Day is not till December. And we're hanging on verbals from a bunch of 17, 18-year-old kids.
Yeah.
Fellows, what do you guys think? Positions of need, if you would like to see Bama go after somebody else, what position would it be?
Bill, say that again, buddy.
We can't hear you, Bill.
We can't hear you. Bill's gone. I really think that
booted him and just brought him up bigger.
I really think we need to focus on our secondary.
Yes,
and a little bit. I think we're going to be fine in the middle of the defense, but I'd focus on some defensive linemen, and we may need a couple of good edge rushers.
Derek Smith's a great Eric.
Yeah, yep. I agree. That's potential, especially if Bama can sway his brother. It may be after the, he may have to transfer.
Yeah, he might.
Keith's on one tonight, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Welcome Music Boost Mobile. I just forgot to hit the mute button, Keith. I am the old man in the group.
Roll Tide, rise up. What's going on? Welcome.
Rise up. So I think, all right, here's something to really think about. We do need some depth at defensive back.
Yes.
But 3 of our 5 starters this year are freshmen.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So we're laying the groundwork for great depth there. D-line is solid for probably the next 2 years. Linebacker is shaping, and so it's probably you need 3 guys at each section of the defense each year.
Right.
So that's 9 per year right there. Just to keep that pipeline. But I want to reiterate what you said about A.K. Deer. Rodney Orr from Tighter Insider was being asked about him today. And he said, who does he remind you of? And I'm driving back from lunch. And I'm yelling at the radio, Najee.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't go there. He would not go there.
Really?
He wouldn't compare him to anybody. And Saban hated the word compare.
That's that Saban mentality, yeah.
But he reminds me, and I haven't seen him jump over people like Najee did, but there's a Najee, Josh Jacobs-y look.
Yes, I agree with that too. I've compared him to Josh Jacobs as well.
Yes.
Keep in mind, the hurdling in high school, I believe it's illegal. So, but I mean,
it used to be illegal in all sports.
We can see it if he can do it when he gets to Bama. I'm assuming he probably can.
I think he's just saying, y'all watch.
Oh, I've been watching a lot of film on this kid, and what's the other kid's name that's committed to LSU? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. But AK Deer, sorry, I'm stuttering all over the place. AK Deer is, in my opinion, he is the better back.
I think so.
I agree. I agree.
I know we're probably going to get this next week, but are there any guys on the roster today that you haven't thought about that you're excited to see what they're going to do?
I think I've thought about all of them.
So, all right,
I'm saying it that way because it seems like every time somebody's talking about the roster, they don't ever mention Emmanuel Henderson, but did y'all see the film on him from last week?
Yes, I made a video about him that's on our channel. I'll put it
that dude, he was recruited as a running back out of Geneva County, and Coach Saban saw him and said, I think you're probably a better fit at wide receiver. And he's just grown into the position physically and mental football IQ. And dadgummit, he has got some gifts on that football field. I'm excited about it. I've been excited since he was coming out of Geneva County, but now we're so deep at wide receiver. It's going to be interesting to see how that works.
Well, I mean,
I'm excited.
Yeah, if you watch that kid, and I talk a lot about Kendrick Law. I think Kendrick Law is going to be kind of that guy this year. He's going to be that breakout offensive player. Eric, we're going to get to that in just a minute. Eric's on time. It's like Eric always has our show notes, and just what we're going to talk about. Maybe we just talk about the same thing every week. I don't know.
Maybe Eric really is Jeff.
Well, you know what Eric's thinking about? Jeff's always thinking about recruiting and preseason polls.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I'm going to say this because Jeff and I are more aligned on the preseason polls and recruiting stuff. Next week it gets real, and we don't really focus on recruiting till later in the season because what we're focusing on next week is head knocking.
Yeah. He said, I am that fly on the wall. That's good stuff. So Eric says he's keeping his eye on 3 guys this season, Justice Terry, Derek Smith, and Naheem Alford. I think, and we're going to get to this, I think Justice Terry is definitely somebody Alabama fans should keep an eye on.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot when he says that he's going to wait to make his commitment at early signing day. It says a lot about where he is. It's obviously a fight between Georgia and Alabama. He's going to play a lot quicker if he comes to Alabama than he is at Georgia.
Yeah.
Does he look like he was built in a lab?
I think he's waiting to see. He's waiting to see how Bama and Georgia play out this season. I think a lot of these recruits, they want to see. I think a lot of them really want to see how Kalen DeBoer is going to match up in the SEC.
They absolutely
think
do.
So.
And he's going to do well, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute. Now, I don't know if Justice Terry will be at the game on September 28th, but another recruit that I know will be there is 4-star linebacker Ty Jackson out of Florida. This is somebody else to keep an eye out. He is slightly favored to Alabama over the University of Florida right now. He's going to play very quickly if he goes to Florida. Florida is getting there. I know everybody's like, Florida's going to go 4-8 this year. They probably are, but Florida's getting their NIL squared away. And if you're watching these classes, they're starting to make a little bit of noise. But I think Alabama has the competitive edge in recruiting with Ty Jackson. Now, Naheem Alford, I think Naheem Alford he's off the table. I know he's kind of messing around with Oregon right now, but if you'll pay attention, absolutely. If you pay attention, he's going to the Oregon game when they play who? Ohio State. Where is he committed? Ohio State. And yes, can you go bring that comment back up?
I can.
Thank you. Yes,
right
if
there.
they take care of business on September 28th, not just September 28th, if they win, if they go into Wisconsin and do what we think they're going to do to Wisconsin, and then a couple of weeks later they beat Georgia, yes, those dominoes are going to start to fall in Alabama's favor. And they're gonna flip a couple of guys. I do. Yeah. Now, saying all of this, there is the possibility and likelihood that guys will flip from Bama specifically, and I didn't put a graphic on here for him, but somebody we're all keeping an eye on is Anthony Turbo Rogers. There was some smoke about him potentially flipping to Ohio State if AK Deer committed, and now there's a little bit of talk about him going to Auburn. I think it's likely that he would go to Ohio State. Ohio State just has a better history of putting running backs in the draft than Auburn does. I don't.
Auburn doesn't have a history of putting many people in the draft.
And I'm not saying that to rag on them, to be honest.
No, I'm just
trying to get my bias out of it. But
they just
really don't.
Yeah, they don't develop players there.
Yeah, I mean, how many?
You think about that? I want you to think about this. Who's the last great player to go into the draft from Auburn? Let's be real.
Cameron.
Nick Fairley.
Okay. Nick, I'm not going to say he was great because I can't tell you how many times he's been in jail in Mobile. But really, Cam Newton.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've put other good players in the draft.
Did Cam Newton get developed at Auburn?
No. Dan Mullen.
Yeah, Dan Mullen.
Exactly.
Dan Mullen and Dennis Franchione's son in junior college developed him.
Yeah. But I mean, that off the table, that's why it's so obvious what Auburn is doing right now in terms of recruiting. You know, we talked months ago about there was some inside talk that we have been given about the people being pissed off at Hugh Freeze because he took money away from the baseball program for a football recruit. I can neither confirm nor deny that. But if it was for Juju Lewis, sorry.
Juju on that beat.
They completely botched that, and now they're going to have to settle for a Notre Dame QB commit and Deuce Knight, which they're likely going to get him. But
well, I mean, I did hear they paid a lot of money for a running back over there.
Yeah.
That's
probably
word on the street.
I mean, look, that's the name of the game now. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's very few. The minority are kids who aren't going to go places because of money. Look at what Oregon's doing right now. Like, nobody's safe from Oregon right now.
No, they got the money. I know the comment you're looking at, Chris.
Yeah.
Keith just put up a good one.
Pop it on the screen.
Go ahead, might as well.
Yeah, put that. So I may have said this in the past, but I got to say it because it relates. My father-in-law was a saintly man. I rarely heard him say a negative word about anybody. He rarely used swear language. But there were two people, when I asked him about these two people and he had dealt with in business, I said, I just mentioned their name. He said, I don't believe those men suffer from hemorrhoids. I said, what? And he said, well, just think about it. About 20 minutes later, I said, I still don't know what you're talking about. And he said, well, if you don't have hemorrhoids, you've got a perfect ass.
I don't have hemorrhoids.
Then
I'll tell you what.
Ass.
You know, you can't get your preparation H and your proper pH mixed up. Woo.
No. Ooh, you better be hydrated.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Take a look at the root board really quick.
Oh, it is. Wait, look at that.
Wait, kick
Look who's hell.
Sorry, Bill. Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeffrey.
We're talking about your favorite topic. Preseason polls.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard every word you were saying.
Yeah, we talking about
Preseason polls and recruiting. Right?
Well, we're actually about to take a look at your idea, your baby, the Woot board, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. We're doing okay, gentlemen. We're doing all right. Jeff, talk them through it.
Well,
welcome to the show.
There's a lot of check marks there. I like to see.
I know. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I think the Meadows pick was the only one that really that I was wrong on. I guessed wrong on. I Lockett, I had like 80%, but the more that went on, the less likely that became. But the Meadows one is the one that stung me because I thought that he would thrive in this offense. And LSU's got good offense too.
Yeah, I mean LSU's a good spot for wide receivers. I can't be mad at it. But
and they got a stud quarterback lined up too.
Anybody want to take a shot? Hey, chat. Anybody want to take a shot at who the question marks are? Tell us in the comments.
Well, we know one of them.
I know who one of them is.
That's a given. One of them is. I don't know about 11.
Yeah.
Ooh. I agree with that.
We just talked about them.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
None of it's over until December.
Let me be clear. Yes, that's right, Tim. Justice Terry and Ty Jackson.
Yeah,
Ty Jackson.
Let me be clear about Khalid Lockett. Something that you guys have to understand. Alabama freed up 2 scholarships for 2 wide receivers. They wanted 2 wide receivers. They got a 5-star in Caleb Cunningham, assuming that commitment holds. And then they got Latsier Brooks, who some people had him as a 3-star, but if you look at his film, he's clearly not a 3-star. Latsier Brooks is a 4-star wide receiver, if not a 5-star. The guy's insane. He's got highlight tapes everywhere. But Yes, I do think that they're still reaching out to these kids, but I don't know if they're recruiting as hard as they potentially are. Again, areas of need. Alabama's taking care of at wide receiver for a while.
Man, we are stuck deep at that spot.
We're very deep at wide receiver, which is shocking because we've lost so many.
Dude, has Debo ever had this crop, wide receiver room like this?
No, he hasn't.
And that was brought up recently.
I agree, Eric.
With Nick Sheridan. This is a dream to work with this much talent.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. I do think Bama definitely has the edge right now. I'm almost positive he's going to come to Alabama. Long storied history of putting linebackers in the draft. Roll Tide, Bama girl. How you doing? Jeff, that's a really good segue to this draft here. I don't know if you guys saw. And Jeff,
what is this?
There's at least some math behind this, Jeff. And
Jeff said, what is this?
I'm sorry. So this
is your slide rule, Jeff.
This is 247's team talent composite. And the way they do this is
I was told there'd be no math.
They mathematically rank the talent on each team, right? And I don't know if you guys remember, but all off season long, we've been told that Alabama's depleted. They don't have depth. Yep. They don't have this. They don't have that. Yet they sit at number one of this composite. And I would venture to say if anybody else used the same formula, Alabama would still sit at number one. Doesn't matter that it's 4-7.
Is this like the BCS formula?
Yes. Yeah. There's computers involved. The AP's considered. No, it's based off of their. It's probably based off. They probably base it off their NCAA talent, their scores on NCAA. But Alabama sits at number one. So we've been telling you guys for a couple of weeks. Look, Alabama has.
Hold on. Wait a second. Yeah. Hold on. I don't mean to. Is Notre Dame on that list?
Always.
Look, Notre Dame will be on every list ever created for the rest of time. No matter what the list is, you'll find Notre Dame on there somewhere.
That's in the spreadsheet of why I hate them.
Jeff and I have an upload coming in a couple of days. We just got to figure out when we're going to do it. And it's going to be the most overhyped teams, preseason teams.
I got graphics and everything.
Notre Dame's going to be on it.
Notre
Dame's 100% going to be on it.
It's always.
I used to work with a guy that pronounced it Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
You know, I'm really surprised to see Clemson at number 5.
Clemson has a lot of talent.
I know, but
they lost Brent Venables, man.
That's a harbinger for next Saturday.
You know, aside BCS took a beating back in the day. You know, everybody hated the BCS, but I got to be honest. If we used the BCS formula to pick the 12 playoff teams, I would have no issue with that.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, it's better than 12 people sitting around thinking about, what Heather Dinich is going to say.
What's up, Chris? Yeah, I agree. Anyway, sorry. That was just popped in my head when you said BCS formula.
My point being is yes, we are the most talented team in college football. And I'm not saying that out of cockiness. I'm not saying that out of
it's right there. It's right there.
The math supports it.
Yeah.
Alabama's going to field a team on both sides of the ball that's full of 4 and 5 stars. Then they take those keys that Nick Saban had and they give them to a guy who is now probably one of the biggest up-and-comers in terms of offensive philosophy in college football. He's won everywhere he's gone with much lesser talent. And you got idiots who are saying Alabama's going to go 7-5. Absolutely insane.
No, not happening.
They're doing it for
can't see 5 losses.
It riles everybody up, and they share it because it pisses them off.
Teresa.
Your last name would be Eagle.
Mods. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it, guys.
Speaking of what Bama girl said, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Y'all saw Manti Te'o's comments about the game.
Yeah.
Well, we all saw that live, so that was a big revelation.
Yeah,
it's Manti. We all saw that live. You're not shattering any molds here.
We saw Eddie Lacy run you over.
You know what? AJ McCarron didn't hold back.
No.
We saw them coming up the tunnel, and the Notre Dame guys standing there, and we saw all the looks on their faces through their face mask. Everybody saw that on national TV.
They wilted like lettuce in the August heat. The best Cecil Hurt comment after that game, during the game, was Manti Te'o's getting the same view of Eddie Lacy that the guy that painted the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, he said on his back.
Is that the game where insane in the membrane?
Little Cypress Hill.
Yeah, seriously.
All
Wow.
out there.
Is that the game where
Southern Red.
Brent Musburger went all like hornball on AJ McCarron's girlfriend?
No, that was that. I think that was the LSU game the year before.
Boys
No,
and girls,
the
get
Musburger,
ball
the
out.
Musburger AJ's wife now was the Notre Dame game.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, I was.
There's
I'm
nothing
yeah.
else going on,
Yeah.
so he just went full pervert.
He said you should go play quarterback at Alabama, gentlemen.
I mean, it sounded like Quagmire, man. He was like giggity every time they put her on the TV.
Football out with daddy.
All right.
Oh, there goes Eddie Lacy again.
Oh, my zipper.
Whoa, touchdown, another one.
Oh man,
That
it,
was such a
21-0
beautiful
after the
display.
first quarter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was listening to some guy this week, and he said during the warm-ups, I think it was early before TV came on, and he said he's standing there talking to a sports guy from up north, and he said, "Man, those second and third teamers for Notre Dame are kind of small," and he said, "That's their starters."
Yeah.
So they effed around and they found
It was a
out.
bloodbath, as it should have
Oh,
been.
it was,
A
it
team
was
like
beautiful.
Alabama that year should have slaughtered a team like Notre Dame, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On behalf of everyone.
Well, I mean, they were playing for Manny's girlfriend. That
Look, after watching that documentary, I watched it,
I did
and
too.
that's a
It was
whole
sad.
bunch of BS.
Yeah.
It wasn't sad. That dude, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Like, I think it's a fabricated story to save face.
Could be.
That dude
Yep.
made it up. It was all a lie. There's absolutely no way I'm getting catfished by a guy. I'm just saying.
Because he's neutered at
Not
Notre
happening.
Dame.
Not happening. Oh, you're
That was an uncomfortable documentary,
It was,
especially with the current the dude currently in the documentary talking about doing going through like doing all that,
Yeah.
and he's just like
Yeah.
kind of laughing it off, and I'm like, man, you ruined this guy's life, man. Like, nobody took him seriously. It killed his NFL career. Like, he went in the second round and was just a guy. He was a jag for a
Yeah.
few years, and then he vanished.
like,
Yeah,
Ken-
Notre Dame had waited 25 years to get relevant since Lou Holtz, and then boom, that crashes on them.
Can somebody
Lou
who
Holtz.
you've never met in person actually be your like girlfriend? Like, is that a thing?
No,
Because that's the part
Apparently now
I
it
think
is.
I think if you're in prison,
Yeah, well, I think
well,
like,
okay.
Manti Te'o has to be to blame for this a little bit. Like, he was either incredibly lonely or really stupid or a combination of both.
Yes.
I just don't understand how that happens.
You
I
just
don't.
nailed it.
If I'm going too hard on the dude, somebody tell me. But
There are thoughts out there that he was trying to earn cred with his teammate by having a girlfriend because they questioned if he liked girls.
well,
Ooh.
apparently he did because
maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
look, let me say this.
he did like a guy. I'm just saying.
If the linebacker's busting chops, I don't care who he likes.
Yeah.
But if he's out there busting chops, what you do off the field is your thing, brother.
yeah,
but-
but
busting chops.
hold on, man.
Maybe that's what he's doing. But in between the lines,
How confident in yourself do you have to be to go through that whole thing? A few years later, they make a documentary and put it on Netflix, so the whole country knows your story now.
What did he?
And you're
The
just
question
cool with
is,
going
did
on
he?
TV and talking crap about your own
Did he-
team. Like,
Did he get paid for that?
what, the
course he
documentary? I'm
did.
sure he did.
Oh yeah. Did y'all see what Jay just said?
he's
Are there no girls at Notre Dame?
Chris, you got to
No.
put the comments up.
Hey, calm down. I was enjoying talking about Manny.
Ooh, Eric said that he thinks Clemson. We're good. We're doing week 1 picks next show next Thursday night. So you guys be in
Yes.
there. Go ahead and pick. We're gonna keep. Actually, Chris, tell them
Yes.
where they can make picks with us. I'll put a
Okay. Well, it won't actually be the picks we make on the show, but
that's fine.
we need to. You guys need to get over and download the ESPN Fantasy Sports app. We are doing college pick'ems there. And of course, there is a $100 Fanatics gift card that is up for grabs if you were a member. And of course, we'll explain again what's going on with the memberships in a few
He
minutes.
said member.
It's still You can tell we missed After Dark last night.
That's it. We got to make up for it.
But get over
Everybody
there.
had the
We're giving away a $100 Fanatics gift card, and we're also going to be giving away some swag. It's in the group is in College Pick'em is Waaaay Offsides, Waaaay Offsides, and the password is, what's the password, Jeff?
Shut up, Bill.
All lowercase.
One word.
I'm sorry.
Put it in the
This
chat.
got me.
Oh my God!
Also, hey,
Norty Dame.
Southern,
Yeah.
Southern Red, Bama Girl,
They all look
Jay.
like the Mobile Leprechaun.
Keith. We're so the Telegram chat is open. Chris is going to get a link.
I don't know how
It's
to
a
do
pain
that.
in the butt, man. It's
I
frustrating.
don't.
I don't
Let
know
me.
how-
Let me. What was that?
Right away. What happened?
What did Jeff just say?
That's what your camera did. You were talking, but your screen froze, and so you're in this.
I don't know how to get the. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
Eric.
we're working on it.
That was your idea. I had nothing to do with that.
Eric's got a comment. I got a quote on that.
What,
He
Notre
says,
Dame?
Notre Dame girls are smart, not pretty. If you're smart, you do something about the ugly.
What are they supposed to
Man.
do?
What
It's
does
been a
that?
good
What does
run
that
with you
mean,
guys.
Bill?
Yeah, Bill, that is the most.
What? I don't know what
I've
that.
ever heard on this.
I
show.
Had a
don't know
good
what
run
that
with you,
means.
fellas.
You gotta
Ladies.
polish. You gotta polish that shine. Ugly is dumb.
Oh, Bill, stop talking. And
It's
moving on.
yeah,
Okay,
Just
so
every female sub that we've ever had on the channel.
Bill.
Bill. Yeah, everybody tell
Bill.
in the chat. Shut up, Bill. You don't know the
Shut
drill.
up, Bill.
hold the right and left.
Let it go,
Oh,
Bama
man.
girl. See, she's smart and
Oh,
I'm gonna rent me a backcoat.
Lord have mercy.
pretty. Get that gold. Everybody say hey.
I wasn't ready for that. Crichton Leprechaun.
Well, that's where the tree is, Jeff.
Yeah, I made a really cool graphic for our recruiting talk, and we didn't get to use it. Can I bring it up on the screen really
Yeah,
quick?
might as
Oh,
well.
sure.
I mean, it's the
Welcome
show.
to the weekly recruiting roundup.
Recruiting.
We're not horns down. We are not from Texas.
Cruton.
Oh, I should have put Cruton. What was I thinking?
It's all right. You can fix it. Watch
You
this.
actually know English.
Recruiting.
What was that
Weekly
nice
recruiting.
to me? I want you guys to know that. That was a
I don't know if I'd rather talk about recruiting or wrestling.
no
Hey
wrestling.
man, I'm down for either. Although I'm old school wrestling. I haven't watched in a few years.
Yeah, I'm pretty old school.
Thanks,
I know,
Jeff.
Jay. Some trains can't be stopped once they derail. Oh,
It's your booty, not your beauty. What
Jesus.
movie is that from? That's from a movie. I can't remember. Eric, tell me what it's from. I know you know.
I thought that was from that guy in Huntsville talking about they raping everybody up in him.
Nope, not from that. Nope.
We got the worst stuff like that. You know, got the Leprechaun. We got that guy.
Well, it's Alabama.
Yeah.
We also have football, so we're doing okay, and really nice beaches. So,
Oh, we got that.
Beaches.
beach.
Who's got beaches?
Is it from? Yeah, it is from next Friday. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Omar Epps.
Next
Or
Friday.
Mike
Woo.
Epps.
Having fun.
Oh man,
So-
yeah, I'm completely off track.
So all right, since Eric mentioned it earlier about Notre Dame, and I mean, not forget Notre Dame, Clemson, and
You forget Notre Dame first.
yeah. Anyway, we brought up the depth chart. Clemson's top 5, Georgia's top 5, Bama's top 5. We're number 1. I said about 2 weeks ago. I said a few weeks ago, this Clemson Georgia game. Honestly, I think it's the make or break for each of them season. The winner has a great season. The loser is going to stumble along the way because they both have some struggle games in addition to that opener.
What makes you think? Like, and I'm not questioning you. I'm really curious. Like, what
Okay.
makes you think? What stands off the page that makes you think Clemson's going to be competitive against Georgia in Week 1?
Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So that's the opening game. Clemson and Georgia. Is that a neutral site or is that a?
It's Atlanta.
They claim it's neutral.
It's going to be
Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chad, who are you picking in that game? Tell us.
Here's the reason I say Clemson.
Woof.
Guys like Dabo and programs like Clemson are roller coasters, and they've been hitting the bottom since they went after DJU.
That's my fault.
And so now they're kind of climbing back out of that valley after the DJU fiasco. And so that's why I think Clemson's got a chance to have a good season this year. I don't know how good.
I think they'll have a good season. I don't think they're going to beat Georgia.
Yeah, I don't think they have to beat Georgia to have a good season.
I agree.
I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
Who are they starting at quarterback? Kublik or whatever his name is?
Cole Kublik?
Yeah, Cole Kublik.
Yeah. He's starting at
You're out,
quarterback.
Cole. That's the only
Cade Clubfoot or something?
Cade Clubfoot?
Yeah, Cade Klubnik or something like that. I don't know. I just want to see
Clubfoot?
Dabo fall one time running down the hill. That's all I want to see. I feel like that'd be funny as hell.
I feel like Dabo.
Dude,
I feel like
if I
Dabo practices every day.
Oh, that's all he
Running down the
all he
hill.
practices.
It's up in the
Because
morning.
he doesn't want to look like a fool one night.
Well,
First thing
he already
does.
looks like a fool. I mean, that's how that ship sailed. But
Here,
I just
Jay.
need him to wipe out once. Just once. I'm with you, Michael. Just once. Wipe out just once.
Yeah.
Just one time. We all want to see it. Even
Just eat
Clemson
it.
fans want to see it. They won't admit it.
I want to see him fall and get trampled.
I don't want to see all
Well,
that.
I don't want to see anybody
Like
get
when
trampled.
when he stands
I don't
up,
want him to be dead.
When he stands up, I want him to have that codeine dreaming look on his face.
Oh Lord!
I want him to just have his shirt red with
How he
cleat
always
marks.
looks.
Okay,
What
I
happened?
wanna talk about
What's
this. I want to talk about this, and I'm about to go on a rant. Look,
Bring it.
everybody
rant
is
it up.
talking. Everybody's talking about Georgia. Georgia is going to be the best team defensively in the country. Maybe Ohio State will be. I don't know yet. One of those teams will be the best right off the bat defensive team in the country. There is no reason to think that Georgia's offense is going to be good. I get it. Carson Beck, he's been there forever. He's played quarterback. He's played behind other quarterbacks that have beat Alabama. Look, man, Carson Beck, if you watch him last season, anytime pressure gets near that kid, errant throw after errant throw. He's not going to have Ladd to throw to this year. He's not going to have Brock Bowers. I get it. He's got other talent on the roster, but they've got to produce on the field, and it's not going to be as good offensively as everybody says. Kirby Smart even said it. They got a lot of stuff they still got to figure out. Everybody's, he's playing mind games. No, he's being honest with you. He's telling you he's managing your expectations because just like Alabama fans were under Nick Saban, you guys think Georgia's the best thing since sliced bread. We get it. We've been there. We think the same thing about our team. We do. I made a whole video about Jalen Milroe winning the Heisman Trophy this year. I put it all out there.
Good one
man.
too. A good
If he
video.
doesn't, I'm in trouble.
Look, I'm. Why did you blow yourself up as big as your ego?
I can do that.
I did that. I'm running the
Oh.
shit. All right. Look.
Oh, okay. Why did you do that? Now he's got an even bigger ego.
That's
No,
my
because he went on a
dog.
rant. When you go on a rant, you get the spotlight,
Yeah,
man.
that's my dog, bro.
Yeah.
If you
We
go
look
on a
like
if you
we're-
go on
we
a
see-
rant,
we
Chris,
see-
it'll blow you up.
I see how it is.
We're looking
That's
like
your-
a legit.
that's your
network
dog.
when we do
You're
that.
onto something,
That's
Michael,
your
though,
dog.
because
You are too.
No.
You are too. Relax.
look, you're onto something though, because Georgia is built
can't do
like
that.
Alabama's been. Strong defense, offense good enough to win games. Strong defense, more talent than everybody else. That's the Alabama blueprint for the last 17 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm with you. Their offense has never been dynamically elite. You know, it's just good enough because their defense has just been fantastic. And then last year they slipped defensively, and when they couldn't score enough points, they got beat.
Yeah.
Captain Obvious.
And-
But
and
I'm
we've-
with
we've
you.
talked
They're
about that.
offensively, they've never been a juggernaut.
Y'all say
No.
what you want. I'm taking Georgia.
Georgia's
Well-
still winning that game easily. Like,
Yeah,
there's
but
no
they may
question. in my
come. They
mind.
may come out pretty dinged up because Clemson has rebuilt for the last
I
5
will say, everybody that has that's penciling in Georgia to the playoff, you might want to hold off. They do have a very tough schedule.
Finally,
They've got
Yeah.
3
Yes.
losable games without
Finally.
even blinking. They've got the
Man.
Clemson game. They got Texas. They got Alabama. And there's a 4th game, and who knows what Georgia Tech's going to bring to that fight?
they're gonna bring something.
Yeah.
Georgia?
I mean,
Georgia Tech.
Georgia
Brent Key is
Georgia
changing
Tech.
that. I didn't say they'd win. I didn't say they'd win.
No, they're not going to win, I don't think, but they're not going to get beat by 50.
Didn't they give Georgia some trouble last year, or the year before?
Yeah.
Those 2 games.
For a half.
No more hiding in the East. I like that, dude.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, agreed. It's crazy how the East used to be the juggernaut, and then it just, and then as Saban swung the pendulum, the West became the
All right, Eric.
the juggernaut.
Eric, look, man.
Doesn't Georgia have LSU too?
Every
We
part of
gonna-
me hopes you're right, but
We're going to keep these receipts now.
I'm not going to pick Clemson. If I'm wrong,
We're like Dion. We keep
No,
receipts.
I can't. I
if
can't
I'm
pick
wrong,
Clemson
I'll
that
eat
game.
I'll eat an onion on the show.
I've
know.
seen Clemson in Atlanta to open a season before, and it was not
Yeah.
good.
Next Thursday night.
Yeah.
Next Thursday night, we'll have a lot of good discussion on these.
Virginia
picks.
Tech was 09.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need to talk about one game that is happening this weekend.
Yep.
Oh,
This one right here.
Ooh.
Sorry, Bill and Jeff.
hey,
Look at
is
that
any of Florida
finish.
State? Hey, is any of Florida State's players going to show up to this game, or have they decided?
I think they opted in.
I bet
they
they
opt
will
in for
because
this one. Okay,
I-
all right,
when-
that's good to know.
I mean, they are. Where are they playing at?
Dublin, Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland.
Yep.
Look
Oh,
at
the Irish love their football.
Oh, the Crichton Leprechaun might be there.
He may be.
Right.
Notice
We'll
how
have real
Ireland didn't want Notre Dame. They'd rather take Florida State and Georgia Tech.
They
Yeah.
got Notre Dame and Navy
Like,
last
dude,
year.
your whole thing is
Yeah.
Irish. No, I'm not interested. We'll take Georgia Tech.
If there
Yeah.
was ever a upset that I wanted to happen, it is in this game right
Yes, yes.
I'm with you.
because Alabama fans and you guys in the chat, you guys that watch us that are watching this after the fact, I challenge you, if for some crazy off the wall reason Florida State loses this game, there's a lot of external factors traveling to
Yep.
a foreign country to play it being one. If Florida State drops this game, be insufferable. Remember, they're like
Yes.
playing with like half of Alabama's roster from last year too. So.
Yes.
So,
Be insufferable.
but Jeff,
an
Jeff, you made a
extent.
good point.
Run them
The-
all
the
through social
The
media.
country of Irish don't even want the football of Irish.
They're like, nah, we'll take the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech.
There's got to be something Irish about a yellow jacket.
I gotta tell you guys, a few weeks ago, Chris came down here to
The
visit me,
Leprechaun Flute.
and he brought me a gift.
Family show
That
there.
was
Bama
passed
Green.
down from his great
No,
grandfather.
I know what she's yes. And it was that it's a little vinyl sticker of that, and I keep it in my wallet. I don't want to put it anywhere because I know it's gonna like
Vinyl
fade
sticker
and
of somebody's Leprechaun Flute? That's
exactly
gross,
yes,
dude.
a magical one.
It's the one that wards off evil spirits.
And you got to wear the jumpsuit when you play it.
Yes, you gotta have your tactical vest on.
I'm laughing so hard I'm getting red.
It's been in his family for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, it was just too.
Oh, what are you doing? Digging fart? You getting it out?
Oh, whoops. Oh.
We need to
Moon
see
River.
Jeff,
Ever seen
Jeff,
Fine
have you
Guy?
not? Jeff, have you not watched the interviews about that leprechaun?
Can't say I have.
Oh man,
Oh.
come on, guy.
Somebody send it.
There's interviews
Yeah.
about who's Leprechaun.
The leprechaun here in Mobile and Crichton.
The Crichton
Oh,
Leprechaun.
no.
Man, that
Oh,
But
my
your
friend.
whole world is
Yeah,
about to change.
you're about you're coming to Mobile this weekend, buddy.
Everything you thought was a lie.
Chris,
Oh,
take him
that's
to
not what I thought it was then.
I'll
Get
take
a
you right.
backhoe.
I'll take you right to the tree.
This is a good
Eric is
point.
100% right. DJU
Yes.
is not trustworthy. He's been at 4 schools in 4 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
why does everybody think he's
And he was
gonna be
supposed to
so
win a
good at
Heisman.
Florida State?
He's the new JT Daniels. Like spin the wheel every offseason. Where's DJ you going to play this year?
Is he supposed to, is this the 4th school he's supposed to win a Heisman at?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I mean, he's only
absolutely right.
34, so, it's good that he's still got some eligibility left.
Dude's got a
Tim says
mortgage.
Be-
You have to take
be right
PTO
back.
to get a fall camp?
Yeah. He's working on his second doctoral degree.
He's,
Uh,
he's using PTO for practice.
What's up, Jonathan? How you doing?
Well, they practice all day, so I'm sure his job's like, dude, where are you at?
Let's get to this.
Feeding
I like
already.
this. Let's get to this. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is good, Jonathan. I'm gonna
Oh,
leave
is this
comment up
the
this
Miami U coach or Miami,
Yeah.
Ohio coach?
Yes. Miami, Ohio's coach went on a rant today because he believes that Alabama tampered
Loser.
in the, I'll call it recruiting.
DeBoer had the
in
greatest response.
in the transfer of Lou Groza winner Graham Nicholson. He was very upset and very animated, and they asked Kalen DeBoer about it after practice today, and he responded, and it was great. He pretty much said, "What did he say? I don't want to mess it up."
He was like, well, he entered the portal, and we reached out." And he kind of shrugged. It's like, that's basically it.
That's how that system works. Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. See, there's this thing called the portal, and players enter it, and you're allowed to contact them. Hey,
Somebody should tell
see where
Dabo
I'm
that
going
too.
here.
Yeah, that's how that works. Chris, he's talking about Georgia's.
The more you know. Ding, ding, ding.
But yeah, nobody had a problem with Bama getting poached after Nick Saban left. Even after the window closed, people were still reaching out to players. If you don't believe me, ask the what's the guy that just got kicked out of Georgia, Ra Thomas, who's talking about Auburn reaching out to him and they're not supposed to, blah, blah, blah.
Caden Proctor said Iowa was calling him midway through the season.
Yes.
Yep.
It's sour grapes, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see Bama succeed. Nobody wants to see Bama be Bama after Nick Saban. They've been fed by all these negative media personnel and fan bases that hate us, that once Nick Saban retires, it's all over. And now they're waking up from that nightmare and realizing, oh, hell, they're not going anywhere. And they hate it. So they're grabbing on to anything they can. I don't know why Miami, Ohio's upset, but, whatever.
Well, I mean, did y'all ever see the Wayne and Garth movie, Wayne's World, several years ago?
Yeah.
And they're in front of a green
no to that
screen.
question needs to leave.
Yeah. They're in front of a green screen and said, "Look, I can do anything." He goes, "I'm in Delaware,
Iowa, or Delaware."
Yeah. That's how
Welcome
people
to
respond
Delaware.
to Miami of Ohio. Welcome to Miami of Ohio. I mean,
Okay, I got to respond to something here.
Yes.
I'm not saying we've never had a juggernaut offense. I'm
Were you
saying the
talking about
blueprint. Yeah, 29-20, we're quite a ways away from that. So we're not sure how we're going to look in 29-20.
I thought you were talking about Georgia.
we're going to dominate
No,
in
Georgia
900
was,
years.
but I said it was Bama's blueprint of strong defense, never really having an elite offense consistently. So yes, in 2020 we had some ballers. 19 we had some ballers. That's true.
Yeah,
But
Nick
the
Saban
overall
had to evolve.
from Nick Saban wasn't. Let's build this thing offensively and scrap a defense together. That's not what the thing was. So anyway,
Yeah, you're right. Like Chris, what happened was Nick Saban always approached the team defensive first. If he could build the defense, this is why people called guys like Greg McElroy and AJ McCarron game managers. If you look at Jake Coker was not a great quarterback. Neither was Blake Sims. Those teams were successful because of the defense.
Shut your mouth.
And they had some really good offensive.
and Blake Sims really,
They weren't like these high-flying, high-profile offenses.
Chris don't
Nick
get you.
Saban did change that philosophy once guys like Bryce Young and Tua started committing because he had to. I remember him even going, if this is what he was pissed about the spread offense, remember? And he was like, this is what you want college football to be, all right, I'll do it too. And he did it, and he did it better than
he won 3 championships doing it.
Yeah.
There he is. He showed up.
Say his name and he pops in the chat.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
that's right.
Hey, I want to know, fans. Look, guys, tell me in the chat. Let me bring this comment up. Y'all commenting too quick. Chris, help me out. I'm trying to get.
What are you looking for?
Eric's comment right above that.
Oh, I got you.
Thank you. I want to know what y'all think. If this was a possibility, would you take him back? I say no.
No. We're not going to need him. I promise.
I don't care if we do
won't
need him. We ain't selling our soul to the devil. So no.
That right there.
Eric, you're 100% right.
I've never seen that either. That was
because all of a sudden they're like, hey, everybody can contact all Alabama's players, and Bama can't do anything for 30 days.
They've got.
That was bullcrap.
I never put much thought into that rule until it impacted Alabama, but really, they have to fix that. That is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a smaller school and you don't have that kind of talent, sure, but schools like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, schools like that, man, you can murder a football program with that 30-day window. But even with Alabama getting poached, this still applies.
Look at that.
That's it.
Right
It's
there.
nasty.
And some of those teams shot up that list after they got done poaching.
That's true. Florida State.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ohio
I
State.
mean,
So,
but no,
are we
to
gonna
answer the
pick that
question about
game?
Caleb Downs, no, man, he had his chance and he's gone.
yeah. What's the name of the
Yep.
chat on X? If
If they ain't
They
wearing
ain't wearing
crimson,
crimson.
that's a good. Yeah. All right, guys.
That's our
we're an
motto.
hour
They ain't
in.
wearing crimson.
well,
You're just getting started, baby.
We've got 2 schedules that we need to go through.
yeah,
Break down. We're going to be doing LSU and Alabama tonight, and then we're going to go back to FSU Georgia and make our official picks on that game for everybody. But let's start with LSU. I'm bringing them up here. This is LSU's 2024 schedule. Not a daunting schedule at all.
no, not really.
I do think that opening game versus USC is going to be fun. I think they could lose that game.
I do too.
I
I think they could.
lose
I don't
it.
think they will.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
they're
with
6-0 right here.
Yes, definitely.
6-0.
You
I got them
think that-
6-0 going to
Yeah,
Arkansas.
I mean, yes.
7-0 when they
Okay.
leave Arkansas.
that A&M's trap game.
I think
I
they're going to
think-
lose A&M and lose Alabama.
What about Florida?
And
Florida will be
I
on
mean,
their backup coach by then.
Yeah, not this year.
That's true.
I think they
And
lose.
coordinator interim will be handling that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Let's just go down. Okay, USC week 1. Are you guys all saying win?
I think
that's a win.
it'll be a
Yeah, I'm
win.
gonna
It'll
give
be
it
a
a win.
tough win, but it'll
Now-
be a win.
If
Chat, you
it,
know the
now,
drill.
let me
Let's
say
know
this,
what you
Cotton. If USC wins the game, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe LSU lost that game.
Yeah.
Right,
But
right.
I
No.
think they'll win that game. Although
And
Brian
I-
Kelly's lost this game, this opening game to lesser
Yep.
teams.
And I'm not a fan of the purple and gold, so they can lose all 12 as far as I care. They
Okay,
won't.
so I think that they could lose. We'll see what I pick next
Yes.
week, but I think they could lose to USC. But for the sake of this, I'm going to give it to LSU. 1-0,
could.
Nicholson 2-0, South Carolina 3-0, UCLA 4-0, South
I
Alabama.
might be at that game.
5-0.
I think they lose to Ole Miss.
I don't.
Aaron
Not,
says it.
not in
Not
Death
at
Valley.
home.
Keith agrees with
No.
him. Nah, man. Hey, dude,
No.
Death Valley, that whole man. I've been to. Okay,
Yeah, but I don't. I
Maybe
don't
it's
see
some
it.
Alabama
I don't
fan,
see
Death
it.
You've been there for an Alabama game.
Bama doesn't.
And
scare me.
That's different.
Alabama ain't scared. Everybody
Going there
else
for
is.
Bama games is different than everybody else.
Yeah,
Okay. I
Yeah,
say put it on record. Eric, I'm with you. Keith, I'm with you. Ole Miss gets them.
Okay.
All right.
Joey
I mean,
Freshwater,
like I said, that's an SEC game, so anything
We're
goes.
5-1.
But I just don't think Ole Miss can go in there with Pete Golding and beat
no.
LSU offense in Tiger Stadium.
They may have a defense that can keep them in every game, but I don't see them winning this one.
Yeah,
It depends
They
on-
ain't got a
those
defense that can win them any
It
games.
depends on if Jackson Dart is as advertised. Like the media is hyping up Jackson Dart something fierce, and I just saw nothing
I don't
from
know
him
why.
last year to make me that excited about Jackson Dart.
It
Whatever.
depends on.
You don't believe me? Go back and watch the Egg Bowl last year. It was awful football.
It depends on.
That's always awful football.
It depends. I think it depends on which Lane Kiffin shows up.
You're probably right,
Yeah.
Keith. They can't be worse than they were last year, so
Yeah.
you can only be better.
Yeah.
And he
All right, so
he fired his entire defensive staff and replaced the entire defensive
That's
staff.
true.
So I don't think they're going to be near as bad. And really, all I got to do is put Harold Perkins at the edge and tell him to chase the quarterback.
That
And
They
is
got
really-
no
that'll change
coaching
their
that.
Harold
defense
Perkins will
altogether.
be the difference maker in that game because
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing with him last year, and
Yeah,
it showed.
Eric's right. That quarterback's going to make mistakes, but
yeah. Jay, I think they
how
lose
bad
to
will
Ole
it be?
All right, so just for the sake of agreement, so we can keep moving, we'll say 6-0. I'll agree. I'll take the L on this one. I'm outnumbered, so we'll say 6-0. Arkansas
7.
That's a
7
win,
and
I
0.
think.
7-0. At Texas A&M,
I think they're going to lose there.
They're going to drop it.
That's a tough environment.
I'm with Jeff.
Yeah,
And
7
they're going to lose to Alabama.
7-2.
So that's what, 7-2, 8-2. They beat
beat
Florida.
beat Oklahoma.
I think they might lose. I think they could lose to Oklahoma. That might be a
Yeah, I'm with Eric.
depends
here.
on how
Yeah.
Oklahoma is this year. Yes,
Well, and that's
LSU will
the
lose
week-
3 games. I don't know which 3, but it'll be 2
Well,
and then
it-
1 you shouldn't.
You know and it's very possible they could lose to Florida. That could be the one they drop.
If
Right.
they
could
throw a
drop-
Brian
they could
Kelly
drop-
always
They could
loses a
drop
game
3
he
in a row.
shouldn't.
Yeah, now that
Yeah,
Oklahoma
and that-
game is right after Alabama plays Oklahoma, so we'll see what happens with
That
Oklahoma
Florida
going
game.
down there.
That Florida game is interesting. That the LSU Florida game
Yeah.
is always kind of weird.
Yeah,
then
and
it's
that's
at
in the
Florida,
swamp. So
And
that
it's
that
after Alabama.
that's something.
That is
That defensive coordinator at Florida is going, as when he's the interim, he'll be doing it. He'll be fighting.
Yeah,
for the
when
job.
he's the interim coach.
I just don't know that Florida's got the talent to hold up, man. Not this year, but we'll see. Let's move on to Alabama. This is my schedule graphic, which I'm pretty proud of. Listen, chat, you got to be unbiased here. Let's be unbiased. Okay, Chris, Bill, Jeff, unbiased.
14-0.
Bama by 100.
We're only playing 11.
So we've got Western Kentucky coming to Alabama to kick everything off. That's a big L for Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Same thing with USF. That's going to be
obviously win-win.
Yep.
That's
that 14th game is looming.
Yeah, 11 o'clock kickoff. That's going to be an interesting game.
I think we win it.
Good coach.
I think we win it, but I think it's going to be that game where we have a very slow first half.
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God, Michael's going to go nuts that game, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah,
he's going to break all kind of stuff.
We're definitely going to.
Michael's going to lose his mind in that game if we start slow.
Yep. We're getting slaughtered next week, guys.
Who hired this bum? This debunk is awful.
I told you guys we should have gone after Kiffin.
I knew it.
You're gonna send a U-Haul. Yeah, you're gonna send a U-Haul to Tuscaloosa. That bye week after Wisconsin is
you should
critical.
never go into that podcast ever again.
You
should report them. That's what you should do.
Yeah, that guy was just trying to be stupid. If he picked us to lose to Western Kentucky, he was just being stupid.
He's a moron.
Opener, get out of here.
Well, their Hilltopper may interfere. You never know.
That's still moronic.
Yeah.
They lose by 40.
Like, I'm sorry. I try to be unbiased sometimes, but that's just
but that's stupid.
Was it CJ Young? Was it him? Probably. Okay. I got Alabama beating Wisconsin by 7.
I got them beating Wisconsin, but with a slow start.
3-0.
I agree, Chris. I think that's going to be a slow start. It's going to be a weird game. It's going to be a lot like that USF game last year. It's going to be. Wisconsin's got a fun environment. It's going to be a wide eye.
It's going to be a live environment.
Yes,
they're already doing the Big Noon kickoff on Fox there.
Yeah,
it's going to be a heck of a day.
I think we're going to win though. I don't think
we're going to win. We're going to win.
We're going to win. I say by 14.
What do you guys think?
Barring like crazy turnovers or weird plays.
We might run through them like Notre Dame in 2010. 12, whatever it was.
Is this that one guy? Is this
shut your mouth.
It's Gary Busey, man.
shut your dirty mouth.
We're talking about buttered sausage.
Real ones will get the joke.
I'm afraid Eric could be right on this one. I'm afraid Eric. Well, not that. No, not that one.
No.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared we're going to lose one of these two games or both. We might lose both of them, but
one of them. At least.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. I do agree, Tim. I think by 17. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by more, but 17 is the number I'm putting on it.
Okay.
All right, and when we get a 2-week break, we do get a bye, and we go. We host the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby Smart is 1-4 against Alabama.
1-5.
Yeah.
Golly, you ain't talking about being a loser.
What a loser!
I mean,
1-5.
Idiot. There's something to be said when you're holding up trophies and you're still 1-5 against the same.
1-5 against the Nick Saban coached Alabama.
He's going to be 1-6 versus the Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer coach.
I hope he's 0-1 versus.
I hope he's 0-1. That's one I'm going to have to. I just got a question mark there. Let's just see how the first games go.
That game to me, we have Jalen Milroe and they don't, and I think that's going to be the difference in that Georgia game.
Here's my thing.
We have Jalen Milroe and they do not.
If Tommy Rees was able to game plan to beat Georgia in the postseason,
exactly.
Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, that's good.
Do it at home with the weapons he has. Kalen DeBoer can do it at home.
Yes,
and by game 4, this defense is going to be clicking really well.
Yep.
The offense is going to run like a sewing machine. I'm hopeful. Eric, I agree with you.
Eric's onto something here, man. Like, I'm going down the schedule trying to be objective.
Well,
if we get past Georgia, we're winning the next two.
I think we beat Georgia We're going to beat
South
Vanderbilt.
Carolina.
We're going to beat South Carolina.
Tennessee's going to be tough.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's going to be tough. It
That's-
depends.
It's either
Yeah.
that one or LSU for me. I think Tennessee has the horses to beat Alabama, and because it's at Tennessee,
Yep.
it's smack dab in the middle of the season.
Yep.
Just that's going to be that first really tough road test. for
It's
the
okay.
Jason Autry, if Jason Autry and his crew are the refs for that game, you can count on some.
No, I'm not even
some-
worried about
some-
I have us at 6-1 leaving Tennessee.
I did
Okay.
too. I did too. I'm not saying that
And
they're gonna go
and when we lose, I'm going to blame it on you for that whole Rocky Top smack talk.
the song is not bad.
No, blame it on Autry and his crew because that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw phantom calls at the end of the game.
Yeah, on top of Tommy Reese, we played him with a really bad O line and
And a bad center, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Milrow
Mind you,
is
they
the
played the game
X
of the
factor.
season, but Milrow, and then I'm telling you, look, the media is telling you Alabama doesn't have receivers, blah blah blah. Take Ryan
Why
Williams.
would they
out of the
say that?
equation. Take Ryan Williams out of the equation. Alabama is still loaded.
Stacked.
They've got
Yes.
Fact.
Kobe Prentice, Caleb Odom, help me out, guys. Emmanuel Henderson, Kendrick Law, Rico Scott,
Jeremy Bernard,
yeah,
Kendrick
yeah,
Law.
Yeah.
it's gonna be nasty. Okay, Jay,
Y'all, Kendrick Law is going to eat this year. I think
Yes, he is.
Debo and Nick Sheridan are salivating.
I agree,
and
man.
Kendrick
I
Law.
posted shorts and stuff about it. Y'all share those, by the way. That helps us out.
Yeah.
The shorts from YouTube, share them places. But I know our shorts aren't on par great as other people's. But
Yes, I do too. So
doing them really quick in the car and stuff. Right?
I,
All right, so
That's
we're
what
going
she
to beat
said.
Missouri.
a
Really,
quickie, if you will.
really quick in the car.
really quick.
This isn't after
That's
dark.
28 seconds of his life.
Okay, so I'm gonna just
call him
to be
Cotton 120.
fair. Just to be fair here, I'm gonna give Alabama an L to Tennessee. They're gonna beat
You
Missouri
bastard.
at home. Do they beat LSU? I think
Yeah.
if they lose to Tennessee, they beat LSU.
Yeah, they're going to beat
That's gonna
LSU.
be that Missouri game is going to be tough. I mean, we
it will.
clown on Missouri, but
Yep.
they're going to be. That's not a gimme anymore.
No, it's going to be one of those
But
that
We have
I think
a meal ticket.
Michael wants DeBoer fired after the first half.
I'm
Yes.
not that bad.
Yeah,
Like
you
they're
are.
gonna be disappointed when they watch a game live with us. And
Bruh.
like, Michael's just being quiet.
Bro, like
Y'all need to watch the
2019
Steelers
and
game with
20.
me and my cousin.
I mean, you were
All right.
you were horrible in 2019 and 20.
Well, anyway, not
Horrible.
20.
Eric's right. Malachi's
Yeah,
coach
you
on
were.
the
You're
field.
horrible
20.
the first 3 games of the season.
21, dude. That Texas game where we 22. The Texas
22.
game where we almost lost. I was so pissed off because I told you guys after week 1 watching Alabama, I was like, there's something wrong with the offensive line. And everybody's, it's fine, Jacob. It's gonna be fine. They're fine. No, man. And 3 years later, what's been the biggest problem Alabama's had the past 3 seasons?
You're right.
Offensive line.
You're not wrong.
You're-
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you,
okay.
guys. I appreciate it.
All right, well, let's move on. Well, let's quit talking about Michael being right.
All right. So we're 7-1
Yep.
at Missouri, 8-1 after LSU.
8-1 after LSU. We'll beat Mercer.
Mercilessly.
I think the Oklahoma game,
That's a trap.
it is. It is. Going to Stillwater, that's going to be a trap game. I think we'll win it. I think it'll be a fight.
That's Norman. We're not going to Stillwater.
Stillwater, Norman, it doesn't matter. I'd rather go see Mike Gundy anyway.
We're not playing the mullet.
It's
Eric's
like
right.
Cotton,
Milrose.
Cotton made a post about Gundy the other day, and like I said, with national treasures, Mike Leach is number 1, and Mike Gundy's right behind him.
Yeah. But I think Oklahoma's a trap. We're going to beat Auburn. And
11-1.
I think it's 11-1. At worst, 10-2. Well, the absolute worst is wheels fall off and Michael's helping Debo pack.
Look, Keith, we agree with you. Alabama could easily go 12-0, but we're trying our hardest to not be.
It's so hard to go undefeated.
This is
I mean,
difficult.
Nick
And it
Saban
is.
had 2
Very
teams.
difficult.
And I think it's going to be Bama and Georgia in the SEC championship game.
I think it's going to be Bama and Ohio State.
Do you really? In the SEC championship
SEC
game?
I thought you
That'd be
said
nuts.
In the what?
Well, you never know with conference realignment. I thought you said
Oh.
championship game. I'm sorry.
Week
Barrett
6.
actually says-
everybody's picking Texas. Everybody's picking Texas, Georgia.
Yeah.
You know who didn't pick Texas or Georgia? You know who did pick Alabama to win the SEC? The old ball coach did.
He
Sure
did.
did.
The OBC.
He said
The
Jalen
SEC.
DeBoer is going to be great.
He said they can't.
Jalen,
beat
that's
me
right.
because they got Jalen DeBoer.
Jalen
And then he was
DeBoer.
like, he goes, I
That's
think they got
He ain't
Texas
wrong.
pretty early.
He ain't wrong.
He's not wrong.
He said they're
He's
going to
not.
beat Texas because they got them pretty early in the schedule. Guess who's not on our schedule in 2024?
The old
Well,
Buffalo
you
must have
know,
been in the old
that's,
bourbon.
Old sleeve Spurrier up there, man. You never know what's going to come out of
He
him.
just shows up and says stuff. Which, by the way, if you guys ever go to Gainesville, go to his spot. It's actually really, really good food. So,
I agree with Keith here. We got a lot of hate for Tennessee coming this year. I think our loss is going to be the Georgia game.
Oh, swapping it up on us, William.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think the loss is the Georgia game. Anger and murder ball will ensue, and it's going to be. I mean, the defense is already saying it's joyless murder ball for anybody that lines up in front of them.
I just don't see. Well, they said that crap last year too. Like, let's be honest. I don't.
Yeah, but
see,
there's a new fire. There's a new fire in this defense.
my thing is the biggest problem for Alabama's offense last year was the offensive line. There's no way we could be worse than we were last year. We can't.
I
It's
agree.
not. I don't know if it's possible.
Everything's going to
Not
change
even
alone
consideration.
just from the center.
Yeah, giving Jalen Milroe a little bit more time. Like,
Yeah.
everybody wants to talk about a short to intermediate game. You go throw a short and intermediate game when you've got SEC defensive ends breathing down your throat after.
And you
half-
got to pick the ball off your shoelaces.
Yeah, after you've had to short hop,
Yeah, I don't care
And
how good
Francisco
you are.
Lindor, you got to take one off the chest.
You're gonna get tore up at any level of football if that's
The-
your team.
The two spots that were weak last year on the O-line were center and left tackle. Left tackle got better. He got a lot better.
And they both
But
been
center was terrible. So we got Proctor a lot more mature now, and we got Parker Brailsford that knows how to snap a ball, and we got Jaden Roberts, we got Elijah Pritchett. That's going to be.
I'm very curious who's going to win that right tackle job.
me.
Wilkin Formby's
unreal.
going to be out there, and Elijah Pritchett.
Now, I did kind of like
Who's
what
going to win the job? I want to know who's going to win the job.
I did
Those
kind
are
of like
good.
what DeBoer said about the depth chart, saying he'll make something a little bit more public this week. But he said he kind of made it seem like it would be an opponent, a weekly situation on the depth chart.
Okay.
So, maybe that's his mind game.
Man, I have an issue with the mind game things. I think a lot of the times the
I
coaches
don't-
aren't playing mind games. They're just saying what is, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"There's got to be something to talk about." So people try to break it down, and it's really like we overcomplicate it. Like, no, he doesn't want the depth chart published. Nick Saban didn't either. We didn't know who was starting sometimes until right before the game. I mean, you remember his famous speech? I'm not going to tell you, so quit asking.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anybody any favors.
That was
if
great.
The board comes out and says, "Hey, here's who we're going to start. Here,
Yeah.
watch this." So Georgia can go watch tape on them for 2 extra weeks before we play them on September 28th. Like, nah, man, I don't think it's that complicated. I could be wrong, Chris. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
I mean, and really, you think about it, I think opponents do make it situational every week.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
injuries.
absolutely, yeah. You may not have the best guy.
Now, I will say this. I do believe if we're up and he pulls the ones out and puts the twos in, I don't think he takes his foot off the gas.
Well done, Phil. No, yeah, I hope so. I hope he makes a statement. Because not only that,
I think he
Kalen, here's something to keep in mind. To your point, Chris, and Kalen DeBoer seems like a good dude. He seems like a ethical guy, but he doesn't just have to convince people that he's going to succeed at Alabama. He's got to convince people that he is the start of a new dynasty. Because
Yeah.
every game you're going to have these in-state recruits, out-of-state recruits, all these kids there. That Georgia game, you better believe if they get up on Georgia, they're going to keep throwing the ball. It does not matter. Like they've
Right.
got to convince these kids, like this is the offense that you need to be playing in if you want to get to the next level. Kane
Yeah.
Womack's got to do the same thing with the defense. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
to. But yeah, I agree with you, man. That's why Womack's like, we're going to go after the ball, create turnovers, and we're going to go after the cornerback. Everything else will work itself out.
Yep.
That's a
Because
fact.
if you're a DB and you're finishing with, I don't know, what, 6, 7, 8 picks in a season, you're
Yeah.
gonna catch NFL scout attention.
That's it.
That's just my point.
I tell you, all I want to see is 48 plus per game.
48.
I mean,
You might see it.
you might see it.
Who was it that said they're going to score 40? Oh, was it Bernard that said that?
Yeah.
Gary Bernard. Yeah.
Average 40 easy.
Hey, they might, man.
This is what I want to see. I want to see, Bill, you mentioned this earlier. The first game that archery refs, I want to see how DeBoer handles that because there's going to be something at some point. I want to see angry Kalen.
Yeah.
So far, we've gotten the nice
Yes.
guy. It's like this guy's so nice. He's a player's coach. He's just so warm and inviting. I want to see him on the sideline when Autry makes a bad call or whatever is what's his nuts makes a bad call or one of these other guys makes just an egregious call.
What's his nuts?
Like I want to see nice guy Kalen in that.
Yeah. He's going to I wouldn't be surprised if he does like the basketball coach does and take a penalty at some point just to get everybody just angry.
Get like baseball managers get thrown out of the game on purpose just to fire the team up.
Yeah.
He's not going to get himself thrown out, but he might come on the field and get a penalty for that.
First Autry game, Kalen we'll see that.
Did anybody
we'll get that box checked.
Did anybody
And you
watch
can count.
Michael, raise your hand.
Say what, Michael?
Raise your hand.
I did not.
Okay,
I didn't watch
Michael,
Washington for the playoffs.
You have the floor.
Thanks, teacher. Did anybody watch enough Washington last year to see if there was that version of Kalen DeBoer?
I just watched the playoff games.
Go back and watch. I know what I'm doing. And so,
but you know what? He may just.
There's Michael's next video right there.
All he has to do is get the look.
He put it on my note right here.
He may be that coach that just has to give the look.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see that look.
Well, there's one thing you can count on.
Ferrari
This has been
or Blue Steel.
Yeah, this has been a history that
it's the same face.
Coaches get a scouting report on the referee crew, just like they do on the team.
Yes.
That's a history. And I mean, there's a story about Pat Dye 40 years ago.
It's an Alabama show.
Yeah, I mean, he doing that. And
there's a story about Pat Dye losing his pants in Lake Jordan and then getting found 30 years later, too, with his wallet in it. What?
Well, it was a referee that threw his pants in there.
All right, come on, Bill.
The story is the coaches bring in the scouting report, and then some analysts bring in the report on the refs, and he said, "You just get the guys ready. I'll take care of the refs." Game time comes, the refs make a couple of bad calls, and Pat Dye just tells him, "Look, I know all about your history. I know all about you, and you keep this mess up, I'm going straight to the media about you." And so they know what they're dealing with, and you can count on King Kalen having that scouting report when it comes in.
That's straight out of Remember the Titans.
I like Red's comment about
Coach Yost threatened the referees in that game too. I'll go to the papers. I don't care if I go down with you. You dig your own grave, Coach.
I think if anybody's going to lose it on the sideline, Red's right. It's going to be Kane Womack. And I'm here for it.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to say that.
He's
going to say that.
Vibes all over that guy. He's got Will Muschamp vibes.
I would love to have him mic'd up all season long.
That's baby Saban right there, man. Bring him on.
Disney ain't never going to mic that dude up. No chance.
Oh, no.
Is he going to be on the sideline or in the booth?
Put him on the
I think he's going to be on the sideline.
He's got to be on the sideline.
Yeah,
he has.
We need that intensity.
I feel like he's the guy that will destroy a headset.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he gives me young Muschamp vibes. You remember Muschamp at LSU? There's that video clip of him and Saban
just going
screaming at arms flailing at the same time, and their faces are all. I'm like, that's what Womack reminds me of, is that early Muschamp.
But you know what?
Muschamp was that crazy guy in the Green Mile.
What's the? Let me ask y'all this: what in the past decade? What is your favorite sideline moment of any coach?
For me, when Nick Saban spanked AJ McCarron.
Oh, that's it right there.
Is this
I'm gonna
Alabama
say-
or ever?
Oh, ever. Anybody.
Eating the grass with Les
No,
Miles.
No.
When Mike Leach went and
Oh, the
started
chair.
folding chairs up.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that was
Oh,
gold.
yeah.
Dude.
That was pretty funny.
Man, you know what? I think when we get off of here, I'm going to watch some Mike Leach interviews.
Dude, Mike Leach, man. I love the
I
one
think
where
my
they're doing
favorite moment was old when Buddy Ryan punched Kevin Gilbride on the sideline for the Oilers in the middle of the game.
I love
That was
I tell you
awesome.
what we need more of. We need more Buddy Stevens mic'd up.
Well, Woody Hayes punched the guy from Clemson in '79
You sure did.
in the throat.
I think I also
Awesome
like
his
the,
job.
there's two rants that Mike Leach did. One, it was a post game, I think, and he started talking about his favorite Halloween candies. And then there was another one where he's talking about how he would rather his daughter not go through with a wedding and just give her the cash or something like that. It was great, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what has this got?
Man,
like,
we missed
got a
Mike
football
Leach,
game to
man.
play, Coach. What are
College
you doing?
football was better with that guy
was-
in it.
That was when the sideline reporter after the game said, "Well, Coach, I'm getting married next month."
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
He
Is that
said,
the
"You're
advice?"
brave."
He says,
Oh.
"Just elope. Save
Yeah.
the money. Just
yeah,
elope."
yeah. He's like, that's what I tell my kids. Oh, anyway. Hey, are we doing trivia tonight?
I don't have anything lined up.
They're gonna
Sorry.
be mad at you.
It'll be okay. Forgive me.
Let me Google. I'm gonna Google some trivia
Forgive
questions.
me.
We're still gonna do trivia. I'm
We
probably
need
gonna,
some deep dive old school Bama trivia, like
Yeah.
from the 90s.
I'm gonna try.
That's
Okay.
not old.
I'm gonna try. All right.
The 8th.
Well, we-
All right. Let me see what we got here, boys and girls. Chat, you know the rules.
My ham radio.
Yeah, answer below. Let's start with ooh. That's probably pretty easy, I think. Oh, I don't like this one.
yes, Eric, that was good.
Yeah, that was good, Eric.
You don't.
The
He-
post game of Terrion telling that story is hysterical.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's like, "Oh, somebody getting it," and he's like, "Oh snap, that's me."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Oh, somebody about to get it." And he kept coming at him, and he was like, "Oh snap, that's
No,
going to
yeah, that
be
is
me."
good. That is good. All right, guys, we're
Awesome.
gonna take this together. I think we'll take it together. Are you guys ready? I don't know how good it's gonna be because I just picked one.
Bring it.
Go
But
ahead.
we're gonna do this together. All right. All right. Coach Bear Bryant once said that he will croak within a week if he stopped coaching football. How long did he live after coaching his last game? 43 days, 15 days, 27 days, 373 days.
I know the answer.
43.
Let the
I was
chat.
gonna say,
Bill,
Let the chat.
Bill. You know what, Bill?
Okay.
You know. All right, we're done.
just because Bill was the one that was his chaplain.
Oh, this says. Hold on, chat. What do you think? What's the answer? Because this says Bill's wrong. Everybody's saying 43 now. If a 90 is old, I'm ancient. Me too, Red. The chat. The
Older than all
answer,
y'all except for Bill.
it actually says it's 27 days. Is that correct, Bill?
I believe you're right. It was less than a month.
It was less.
Yeah, I
than
thought it
that.
was a little bit over a month. That's what I thought it was. but
They
I know
played
it was around a
on
month.
January. They played on December 30th or 29th, and he died like the 23rd of January.
So why did you guess 43?
I'm weird.
All right, here we go.
You just laid out the calendar dates, but guessed a number 15 numbers higher than that.
Yeah.
I like the number 43. It reminds me of good things.
I got one for you. Ready? All right, Alabama holds many college football records. We know this. For the most, which of the following does Alabama not hold the record for? Does not hold the record for most 10-win seasons, most bowl appearances, most undefeated seasons, or most points scored in a single season? If you think about it, this one's pretty simple. Let's see what the chat says, Chris. I know you got the answer. I'm not copying Bill's paper no more.
I'll get you a C. I'll get you a C.
You'll pass.
Scantron.
All right, Case Bray says bowls.
No.
I say most points in a season. Since
say
for
most
like 25
undefeated
years,
seasons.
we averaged 10 points a game for like 25 years.
Yeah, the answer is D, most points scored in a single season. That one actually kind of makes sense when you think about it.
I mean, we were running the wishbone up until 1990.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then when Stallings came over, he was a modernized wishbone, which was 4 yards in a cloud of dust instead of 3.
Here's a good one. You guys should know this one. I know you 4 or 3 will know it. Bryant-Denny Stadium has a seating capacity of 112,504, 101,821, 89,983, or 74,810. This is after the renovation.
B.
It's B.
102, 101, 89, 74.
89 is Florida.
89 was when we only had before we had closed the end zones.
They closed it.
But
Yeah,
they
you guys
screwed up
know
the design. That's why the end zones aren't fully closed in.
Yeah, you guys know it. It is 101,821.
101.
Are the stadium renovations to add more seating still? Is that still happening?
No, we're not adding more seats.
It's
pretty much maxed out.
Wow, this
because
is
they
really,
built the other deck across the way like a foot higher than the other one. So when they went to wrap it around, they couldn't level it out. That's why the end zones aren't closed in. Like
In full
the corners
disclosure,
aren't closed in.
this question just made me realize how old this quiz is. But I'm going to ask the question anyway. And you guys, there's going to be 5 answer choices. Alabama's current athletic director is Paul Bryant Jr., Marty Lyons, Greg Byrne, John Hanna, or Mal Moore. I was like, wait a minute, this is really old. Put your hand down. I'd say it. Shut up, Bill. Yeah, it's Greg Byrne. That's easy. That was easy. Let me find one good one and we'll do it.
I'd say find a real question.
All right. I should have been better prepared, but
That's okay.
work's been
Yeah.
pretty trying.
I know work, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Sure did work hard last night.
I think everybody will know it. I am not going to give answer choices. Let's do that. That may make it a little more difficult.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which former Alabama head coach played for Bear Bryant at Texas A&M?
That's easy.
It's very easy.
Mike Shula.
Mike Price. Duh.
Of course it was Mike.
Everybody knows it's Mike Price.
Which former Paul Bear Bryant player played for him at Texas?
I believe the answer to this question was a Junction Boy.
Bingo. Right.
That's right.
That's
Look,
right.
You guys know your
Chris is
stuff.
correct. Coming
Should we
out.
do another one, chat? Should we do another one? Yes, no?
One more. Give us
Yeah.
give us some more.
What was Mike Price's official record at Alabama?
Well, since he signed my hat, 0-0.
Definitely good.
He never signed his contract, but he did your hat.
He signed my hat, but couldn't sign.
What you got? What you got, Cotton?
Okay. Who can tell me the name? No Googling, guys. Who can tell me the name of Alabama's first head coach?
Oh,
Bill, you were at school then. What's his name?
Bill hired
That
him.
was,
I mean, it hasn't been very long ago.
that was Mud Jenkins.
Jenkins.
He said Bill hired him.
They went to a silent movie.
Yeah.
this is the guy.
We
Oh my God.
after the interview, we went and saw a Charlie Chaplin film.
I wasn't ready for
No,
that.
Chaplin came later. I picked him
Yeah.
up at Appomattox and drove, and we horsebacked all the way down to Alabama.
Chris has Coach Denny.
No, it wasn't Denny. Denny was the
No.
president.
I can't remember the first coach.
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffin.
A little bit older than that.
No, they did put a statue. Looks like Andy Griffith out there around 2009, 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick. That's what the statue looks like.
It
That's
does.
just face facts.
Let's
I
see.
can't believe he grinned at that thing.
Wait
But
a
okay.
minute. Come on.
I'm standing on Mud
Okay.
Jenkins.
You guys
Wallace,
can Google.
or
I'll let you Google. It's
Wallace
not
Wade, wasn't that his name?
Wallace
not
Wade was in the
Wade,
No,
20s.
no, he came. Yeah,
First coach
And
ever.
and then Wallace Wade went to Duke, and the stadium there is named after him.
Teddy Roosevelt.
What was
Teddy
Ears?
Roosevelt.
Was he the AD? Was Ears Whitworth the
No,
AD?
Ears Whitworth was the
Do
coach.
not ask me
that
that
coached-
question because I don't have it in front of me.
Ears Whitworth coached
Boom, Tim Richardson.
3 years prior to
E.B.
3 years prior to what?
prior. All right,
Tim.
Whitworth was the coach when Bart Starr was the quarterback, and 3 years prior to Bear Bryant, and they were so horrible. Ears was escorted out of town.
Yeah, I remember they were really bad.
Yeah, and he almost ruined Bart Starr forever. There's a great interview with Bart Starr, and he said he looked at his wide receiver and said, "We're never going to throw the ball."
Tim said he Googled it. That's okay, man. Don't worry.
That's
about
okay,
it.
Tim. Then we
Hey,
love it.
there is a show point that we missed that we need to talk about really quick. You guys know Alabama, in terms of college football, they've been a trendsetter in a lot of ways. We know the medical tent, the sideline medical tent, that started at Alabama.
Yep.
The turnover belt.
Turnover belt, the 4 quarters, that started at Alabama. You know something else that Alabama has now caused the rest of college football to follow suit on?
LED
lights.
lighting.
Show me
No,
the lights.
well, that's not the talking point. But yes, that's true. LSU finally got theirs. You know, they're a little bit behind the curve. But what I'm talking about is GMs. You know,
Yeah.
they've been around, but now all of a sudden that Alabama has one, they're becoming a very
It's
hot
front and center now.
commodity.
Everybody
And
wants one.
If you guys
Everybody
will-
wants one.
If you guys will remember, we did a show, I don't know, probably like 6 weeks ago. And we had like 1.5 thousand people in here watching because the caption was Courtney Morgan leaving. Everybody thought we were, clickbaiting.
They thought we were clickbaiting.
They
Yeah.
thought we were. Well, we weren't. We told you guys. Alabama
Money.
over the University of Southern California has put in place and finalized a deal with Courtney Morgan for 3 years at $825,000 a year to keep him on as the University of Alabama's general manager for the football program.
Yes.
USC was in play. They were trying to lure Courtney Morgan away from Alabama. They offered him over $1 million a year, and he turned it down to stay in Tuscaloosa. We got
I
our
remember.
guy, and he
Remember,
got
I did a deep dive on that on some
Yeah.
secret back channels, and we verified it that night.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Think
the
about
money,
this.
but 820. That'll buy a nice house in Tuscaloosa County.
It sure was.
His
Yeah,
his
well,
fondness and loyalty to Debo is insane. Yes, Link. Morgan is from LA. He's a Cali kid, and he's got offered the president of football operations at USC. And he said,
turned
"You
it
know
down.
what? Debo built some here, and I want all in on this."
I don't think it's about. I think it's more about. I don't think it was about the money. I think it's
No, I
about.
think it was about culture.
He's gonna stay with his boy.
It's culture.
Bingo.
Would you
He's-
rather
Who
stay with a proven
got off
winner?
the plane behind his wife, behind DeBoer's wife when he got off that plane? Who stepped off behind his wife? Courtney Morgan. That's why.
That's right.
Rick Ross, baby.
You know, funny story. I was talking to a friend earlier about that night they flew into town.
That was nuts.
They told him on the plane, said, there's 3,000 people at the airport in Tuscaloosa. And Courtney Morgan said, "For what?" And she just looked at him and said, "Welcome to Alabama." And he could. It was shocking to him
Yeah.
that
I
It was
think
just
if
like
Courtney-
when Chiswick got hired. You remember that? Same exact scene.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. I think.
Yeah.
I think if Courtney leaves us, it's for the NFL.
Probably. I think the
Yeah.
same thing can be said. For
He's got NFL GM written all over him. But you know what? Some of these
Yeah.
guys like the college atmosphere, like
Yeah.
getting the kids at this age,
Yeah.
as opposed to dealing with
Yeah.
millionaire adults in the professional league.
Rats.
They like getting them now where they can, really
Yeah.
make an impact on them. So
Yep.
he may be a college guy. He might be better suited dealing with,
Yeah, well,
kids at
I
17,
think I
18
went
years
a
old.
while back
He's a
on one of the
bad
shows. I went down the list. He's had his own kind of a player marketing business. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's found
He's
a
got
niche.
connections. Everywhere. I bet you he can tell us who the best player in Alaska is.
Probably can.
But that's his job to know. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
right.
his job. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, guys, I think it's about time to wrap up. It's getting late where I am.
Roll it.
Like you guys, we've told you, we got. Let's do our picks really quick for
Yeah, let's make it official.
this one. Florida State, Georgia Tech. Florida State is a 10.5-point favorite.
Yep.
The game will be in Dublin. They play at 7:00 there. I think it's at noon here.
It's
on
noon here.
ABC.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so our first football game of the season is less than 48 hours away.
That's
Who
crazy.
you guys taking?
I got two thoughts. Number one, Alabama. We will have football every Saturday until the end of the year.
Yes.
Number two, we get to see Coach Saban as the game day crew.
That's true. He'll be there for this game.
That's
He's
right.
already there. Yeah.
That's going to be a little weird, but it's going to
He
be
will.
awesome. And then
That's
the
right.
third thought is Florida State's going to win, but Georgia Tech's going to give them hell.
Okay. Yeah, I got Florida State by probably 14,
Yeah, they should cover.
maybe more.
What do you think,
hope not.
Jeff? Jeff?
I think Florida
Jeff,
State's
what-
going to cover. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say that
I
Florida
like Brent
State
Key, but I
wins.
don't think they're ready for that.
I'm gonna say Florida State wins. And some outlets say the spread's 10.5. Some say it's 12 right now.
Yeah.
Depends on where you look.
Yeah, it varies.
I do not think Florida State beats them by 2 touchdowns.
Really?
I think if you go on the by the 12-point spread, Georgia Tech covers.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. Be sure you're watching.
I can see that happening.
In the meantime,
All
Chris
right.
just
So we're
we're
all picking Florida State.
Yeah, everybody's picking
For
Florida
Florida State?
Yeah, we'll all
Yeah.
be for.
I'm
Oh,
keeping
yeah.
a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a spreadsheet for the
Good,
season.
'cause I
We'll
keep,
go back
I,
at the end
I
of the
keep
year.
it. I keep it in a notebook.
He's old school. All right. While you're
Michael
waiting,
have a
Mayonnaise
graphic
jar.
for it before the show's over.
yeah. While you're waiting on football to start, I believe Chris put the link in the chat.
I can't. I'm still trying to find it.
Well, it's scrolling across the screen there on the bottom.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there. Hey, right there.
We like we told you, we are having some issues with our memberships and stuff like that. We're in this fight with YouTube because YouTube's bots are ridiculous. But anyway, our shop
Keith.
is still alive. I know we've had a good bit of orders come through.
Yes.
So you guys, please go take a look at our shop. We do have some limited edition stuff out for the holidays. We have these 2
Trick or treat.
designs as well as one more. It's Fourth and Ghoul. I love it. It's a Alabama. Well, excuse me. It's not an Alabama running back. It's a player in crimson running through a line of zombies. These are obviously specific for Halloween. We've got hoodies, cups, bags, shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, shorts, joggers. There's onesies for
Maybe
your baby.
onesies. Yes, and
Yeah.
no. Yes, onesies.
Yep, you can get
And-
stuff for your dog. There's
Yeah, and you know if you have little if you have babies like Bill, they can wear onesies too.
That's true.
Well,
Just cut
they
a little
do.
tail. So
Yeah.
please go check out the shop while we get everything taken care of with YouTube.
I got my first shirt in the mail this week.
What'd you think about it, Bill?
It looks good. I got the original Way Offsides logo, long sleeve white T-shirt. Can't wait to debut it.
Represent. Chris, tell the folks where they can find us and what to do, please.
If you want to find us, we really hope you want to. We're over on X, every one of us. Way Offsides Chris, Way Offsides Cotton, Way Offsides Bill, and Way Offsides Jeff. That's Way with 4 A's, not 3, not 5, but 4, just like in the word Alabama.
Quattro,
Ah.
Alabama.
Yeah, there you go. All right. If you need to get in touch with us by email, you can get us at wayoffsides@gmail.com. You can also find myself and Cotton over on the TikTok. Way Offsides Cotton, Way Offsides Chris. We do have a Facebook and an Instagram. I don't think
I
we're
don't
that
post
active.
there much.
Yeah, it's just not happening there.
I will say, Go ahead, Chris.
No, you go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
If you'd like to help us out, you can help us out first and foremost by liking and subscribing to the channel. Excuse me, I have to cough.
And telling your friends too.
Yeah, you can also hit the
right.
notification bell. We do live shows every Thursday, and then every other week we do a live Wednesday show. We have uploads and shorts every single day. We did not do After Dark last night. Everybody's just had a week. We had to take a break. I'm sorry. We still love you guys. But obviously with the season kicking off, we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. I haven't talked to the guys about this yet, but we were gonna do live watch parties for members only, but because of the issues with YouTube, we're gonna be doing live reactions to the game. So we'll be watching the games. Obviously, we can't televise them on the screen, but as the other guys have said,
you can watch us.
Yeah, you can watch us react to the game, and we'll talk and chat back and forth what we think, what's going on. I don't know if we're going to do that for game one. We'll see. Maybe get game one under our belt, and then we'll start.
We're going to have to do like a test run. That's not.
At a minimum, we'll have a Sunday recap.
Like the four of us are going to have to do one week without anybody just to make sure we can line up. Because we're going to have to sync up our TVs. Because, depending on how each person's watching, they might be 8 seconds, 10 seconds delay, whatever. And then you'll get you reacting to something that we haven't seen for 10 seconds or vice versa. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll have to work on, somebody's got to pause and sync up and all that stuff.
Yeah. We also got to make sure there's no audio for,
Keith.
And one good thing to make a note of here. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Reach out, waaayoffsides@gmail.com. Reach out to Chris.
Yeah. Send us an email.
We'll talk about this.
Keith.
3 of the 4 opening games are night games. Wisconsin, so thank goodness for good scheduling for the month of September. That we're not going to be in the dog-killing heat for the whole game.
Yeah,
no 8 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah, we're also planning on doing a tailgate at some point this season, and we want you guys to definitely be a part of that. So we'll feed you information when that comes. We're gonna have special holiday content for Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving, of course. Obviously, basketball season. There's a lot going on around the Alabama basketball.
Basketball season is gonna be fun this year, y'all.
A lot of fun. I'm excited.
I
get into basketball now.
Yeah, special guest.
Bama basketball.
Everybody seemed to really enjoy Jake Merrill. We're going to have him on. I've been working with George T to get an interview recorded. That's going to be happening soon. I know I keep saying it, but I promise that's coming soon. Got a lot of special guests. Nick Kelly joins us every now and again, so it should just be a lot of fun.
We're going to get Cruz on the show, y'all. I'm telling you, he's agreed to come on the show. We're just working on scheduling. He's a busy guy with his job and his commitments.
And we, all of us, have full-time jobs and some part-time. So
for those of you who don't do this, getting a schedule built around guests is a much bigger,
almost
task
impossible.
than I ever thought it would be. It's wild. Not complaining.
It's insanely impossible.
Crazy.
But that's good though.
It is good. It is good. But as always, we love each one of you. You can also share on your socials. If you're in Facebook groups, share the videos there. Like I said, we have a ton of content up already. You can just hit the 3 dots, click share, copy the link, and put it somewhere.
This weekend, when you're at little Julie's 6th birthday party, tell everybody.
Yeah, what you do is screencast onto the TV.
There you
go.
And this should be the last.
Tony Stark and Iron Man 2.
This should be the last weekend of the weddings.
This is last weekend of weddings. Weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties.
Ain't going to none of that.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Sorry.
Nope.
Sorry, that's on
y'all need to. There was a clip on Instagram of a guy handing his wife a 2-week notice
for the NFL season
because the NFL and college was starting. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. That letter was so funny. I laughed out loud when I saw that. And at the very end, she was like, "I don't accept. We're short staffed," and like threw the letter back at him.
We appreciate that, Keith.
I got married in August.
I
got married in August because there was no way we could do a fall wedding.
Yeah. I will say to Keith's comment, there's some of you guys that are in this comment section every time we do a show.
Yes.
We appreciate it. Keith, you're one of them. Southern Red, Bama Girl,
Eric.
Jay, Yeah, Eric. If I missed you, K Spray. Like, I'm sorry.
K Spray.
You know, we
Love you guys.
you know who we did miss MJ tonight. He's normally here.
Where's Zachary been?
Zachary was here earlier.
He had some personal stuff going on, so he's
Gotcha.
Be
I
handling
can relate to that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
but we love each and every one of y'all. We do this
Thank y'all so much.
for y'all. I mean, it's just to have a good time and to share love. We want to build that community. You can see up in the corner the WSO Sports Network logo. If that's something
What WSO?
WOSN. I'm sorry, Dobby. Harry Potter has given
Harry Potter and the WOSN.
If you are a content creator of any sort, please reach out to us.
Yes.
If you'd like to. We're building a network.
Bill, this is a family show.
Bill,
You see on the screen? What's
Bill,
wrong with you?
he's trying to play Harry Potter, but he doesn't realize it's an owl.
Harry Potter, not Harry Boop.
No, come on. If that's something you want to be a part of, just reach out to us. I had a whole spiel, but whatever. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. We love you all. I know it was bad, dude. Look, I was wearing a hat, and I needed to put the short out, and I put my hat down somewhere and couldn't find it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going for it. It's like curled and like sticking up. It's crazy.
Yeah, you should invest in a comb.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They're still 35 cents.
I keep having to
That was
buy
awesome.
stuff for this show.
That's right. Hey, AC ain't come in yet?
No, I got it. It just ain't working well. No, we're square. We love you guys. Roll Tide, everybody. You know the drill. Say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down. Hey, big shout out really quick to Ricky L. Green and Richard. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. Beat Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.
And the refs.
Roll up.